Wasn't that delicious?
So good.
Your bill, ladies?
I got it.
No, I got it.
Seriously, I insist. I insisted first.
Oh, don't be silly.
You don't be silly.
People with the Wells Fargo Active Cash credit card prefer to pay because they earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases.
Okay, rock, paper, scissors for it. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
No!
The Wells Fargo Active Cash credit card. Visit wellsfargo.com/activecash. Terms apply.
Hey listeners, this is Peter, and welcome back to the History Shorts. Today's episode is brought to you by the Podcast Republic, your ultimate listening app. Discover and subscribe to thousands of podcasts from around the world. Download Podcast Republic today, available on Google Play and the Apple App Store. Today on History Shorts. Few figures in British history inspire stronger debate than Oliver Cromwell. To some, he was a champion of Parliament who helped overthrow royal tyranny and defend religious liberty. To others, he was a military dictator whose rule crushed opposition and left deep scars in places like Ireland. He helped execute a king. He ruled without one, and after his death, the monarchy returned, condemning his body to a strange and symbolic fate. This is the story of Oliver Cromwell, the Lord Protector, and the complicated legacy that he left behind. Today's History Brief returns to some history news. A quick word from our sponsors.
Now I'd like to introduce you to Meaningful Beauty, the famed skincare brand created by iconic supermodel Cindy Crawford. It's her secret to absolutely gorgeous skin. Meaningful Beauty makes powerful and effective skincare simple, and it's loved by millions of women. It's formulated for all ages and all skin tones and types, and it's designed to work as a complete skincare system, leaving your skin feeling soft, smooth, and nourished. I recommend starting with Cindy's full regimen, which contains all 5 of her best-selling products, including the amazing youth-activating melon serum. This next-generation serum has the power of melon leaf stem cell technology. It's melon leaf stem cells encapsulated for freshness and released onto the skin to support a visible reduction in the appearance of wrinkles. With thousands of glowing 5-star reviews, why not give it a try? Subscribe today and you can get the amazing Meaningful Beauty system for just $49.95. That includes our introductory 5-piece system, free gifts, free shipping, and a 60-day money-back guarantee. All of that available at meaningfulbeauty.com.
This day in history. On March 17th each year, millions celebrate St. Patrick's Day, honoring the Irish patron saint and the global influence of Irish culture. What began as a religious feast day has grown into a worldwide celebration of heritage, music, and community. On March 17, 1941, the National Gallery of Art opened in Washington, D.C., gifted largely by financier Andrew Mellon. The museum quickly became one of the nation's premier cultural institutions. Story of the day. In the early 17th century, England was ruled by Charles I, a monarch who believed deeply in the divine right of kings. Charles clashed repeatedly with Parliament over taxation, religion, and the limits of royal authority. For many English Protestants, especially Puritans, the king's religious policies appeared dangerously close to Catholicism. Political conflict soon escalated into violence. In 1642, England descended into the English Civil War, pitting royalist forces loyal to the king against Parliament's armies determined to curb his power. It was in this war that Oliver Cromwell first rose to prominence. Cromwell did not begin his career as a professional soldier. Born in 1599 to a relatively modest gentry family, he was a provincial landowner and member of Parliament. But when civil war erupted, he proved to be an effective and relentless military commander. He helped organize a disciplined cavalry force known as the Ironsides, famous for its strict religious discipline and battlefield effectiveness. Cromwell believed that soldiers should fight not only for political victory, but for what he saw as a divine cause. As the war progressed, Cromwell became one of the most important commanders in the Parliament's army. His leadership helped shape the new model army, a professional fighting force that would ultimately defeat the king's troops. Victory in the Civil War presented England with a problem few nations had faced before. What should be done with a defeated monarch? Cromwell and other radical parliamentarians concluded that the king himself had to be held accountable. In 1649, Charles I was tried for treason, accused of waging war against his own people. The trial shocked Europe. Never before had an English monarch been placed on trial by his subjects. Charles was convicted and executed. The monarchy was abolished, and England briefly became a republic known as the Commonwealth of England. For supporters of Parliament, it was a revolutionary moment. For critics, however, it was murder of a king. The new republic struggled to maintain stability. Factional disputes weakened Parliament, and political chaos spread. In 1653, Cromwell took a dramatic step. Frustrated with parliamentary deadlock, he dissolved the assembly by force. According to tradition, he reportedly declared, "You have sat too long here for any good you have been doing." Soon afterward, Cromwell assumed the title Lord Protector, effectively becoming the ruler of England, Scotland, and Ireland. The position resembled a monarchy in many ways, though without a crown. Cromwell governed with the support of the army and attempted to impose moral reforms rooted in his Puritan beliefs. Theaters were closed, public behavior was regulated, and religious practices were reshaped according to his version of Protestant virtue. Perhaps the most controversial chapter of Cromwell's career unfolded in Ireland. In 1649, he led a military campaign aimed at crushing Irish royalists and Catholic resistance. The sieges of Drogheda and Wexford became particularly infamous. After capturing these towns, Cromwell's forces carried out massacres of defenders and civilians. To his supporters, the actions were harsh but consistent with the brutal warfare of the era. To many in Ireland, they became symbols of oppression and conquest. Centuries later, Cromwell's name still evokes bitterness in Irish historical memory. Yet, Cromwell's rule was not defined solely by military power. He also supported certain reforms that reflected his belief in religious liberty, at least within Protestant Christianity. Under Cromwell, Jews were allowed to return to England after centuries of exile. Some Protestant sects, previously persecuted under the monarchy, gained new freedom of worship, but tolerance had limits. Catholics remained heavily restricted, and political dissent could still face harsh punishment. The result was a government that mixed reform with authoritarian control. Cromwell died in 1658. Without his leadership, the protectorate quickly weakened. Within 2 years, the monarchy was restored under Charles II, the son of the executed king. The restored royal government sought symbolic revenge. In 1661, Cromwell's body was exhumed from Westminster Abbey. His corpse was posthumously executed, hanged in chains, beheaded, and displayed as a warning to others who might challenge royal authority. His severed head reportedly remained on public display for decades. Few figures in English history have experienced such dramatic reversals of fortune. Today, historians continue to debate Cromwell's legacy. Was he a defender of parliamentary government and religious reform, or was he a military dictator who replaced one form of authoritarian rule with another? The answer may lie somewhere between those extremes. Cromwell helped dismantle the idea that kings ruled by divine right, but he also demonstrated how fragile republican government could be in the face of military power. The History Brief. For years, you may have heard one of the most famous claims in genetic history, that 1 in every 200 men alive today is directly descended from the legendary Mongol conqueror Genghis Khan. It's a statistic that has circulated in documentaries, textbooks, and popular history for more than 2 decades. But now, new research suggests the story may not be so simple. The original claim dates back to a landmark 2003 genetic study that examined Y chromosome DNA, the genetic marker passed from father to son. Researchers found that about 8% of men across a vast region of Asia shared a nearly identical Y chromosome lineage, which likely originated in Mongolia roughly 1,000 years ago. Because of the timing and geographic spread, scientists proposed that this genetic signature might trace back to Genghis Khan or his male relatives. If true, that lineage could account for roughly 0.5% of the world's male population, about 1 in 200 men. But a new study published in PNAS is now challenging that long-accepted interpretation. Researchers analyzed ancient DNA from individuals buried in mausoleums in Kazakhstan, men believed to be elites connected to the Golden Horde, the Mongol Empire's northwestern branch ruled by descendants of Genghis Khan. The scientists discovered that these individuals shared a different and much rarer genetic branch of the same broad Y chromosome family. That finding suggests that earlier genetic cluster identified in 2003 may not represent the lineage of Genghis Khan himself after all. Instead, it may belong to another powerful family from the same era. There is another complication, though. Historians still don't know where Genghis Khan is buried. Without confirmed remains from the Mongol ruler or even from his immediate family, scientists have no definite genetic reference to compare against. In other words, the famous conqueror's DNA itself remains a mystery. So, the long-repeated claim that millions of men are his descendants may be overstated. The truth, researchers say, is likely more complicated and possibly involves several powerful dynasties whose success allowed their family lines to spread widely across Eurasia. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today and helping make this little show such a mighty success. If you are enjoying this show and would like to help with its production, you can always donate a few dollars at buymeacoffee.com or become a Patreon member to enjoy these episodes ad-free. Both links can be found on our website at www.historyshortspodcast.com. Also, I hope you guys check out our YouTube channel, where I recently started a new series called 25 Events That Made America. Have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you all again tomorrow.